Tour's going really well. It's a good lineup. I think all the bands, are very strong in what they do, and we're all very different from each other. But it makes for a good tour in my eyes, and they're all great people and musicians as well. That is a compliment. Yeah, thank you very much. I think just like a lot of our records, it takes a while to kind of hear it all. There's so much going on, and I think one of the fun things about our music is the more you listen to it, the more you hear, and you kind of discover new things every time you give it a listen. So, yeah, hopefully, a decade from now, people will still care and look back and think it was a good record, and hopefully we'll look back as well and be proud of what we did. Yeah, definitely. We had no expectations really. It changes so much every record, as far as record sales, and it seems like now more than ever people don't buy music, and yeah, we were very, very surprised and pleased, and with the success of our first week numbers, and it's still doing well, and it's good to see the excitement, and it gets us excited to push ourselves, and hopefully with the next record we'll write hopefully better music, and that's always what we strive for. Yeah, the basic idea behind the whole story is that the idea that there could be another planet exactly like ours, either right now or in the past, and it basically takes this idea that there could be another version of you somewhere in space and time, and it kind of, the story is just evolved around these two characters that are on two different planets, and they come together and realize they do share the same soul, and it kind of, the story is just their journey, in their lives, and then they eventually kind of have the power of, they get to decide what they want to do with the whole universe. They become godlike creatures, and so it's just the idea that we're not alone, and this might not, there might be another interview like this going on somewhere else in space and time. So that's kind of the basic idea behind it. I mean, we all kind of do stuff on the side when we have time, and when Dan did that, that was a totally separate thing. He worked with, that band, and, they wrote those songs together. It was nothing that took away from what we do at all. And, when Between the Bear sits down to write, we sit down and write, and we focus solely on that, and that's how it always is. And, there's never been a point in any of our, other projects that I felt like it's taken away anything from the band at all. I think if anything, doing new things outside of the band helps, when it comes time to write for us, any sort of knowledge we gain elsewhere, I think benefits what we do. I think for the new material in general, it called for a little more melody than our past material, and I think the main thing I took from that whole experience of doing Pulse was probably just getting more comfortable with my voice. In every album, every time I record, I kind of learn new things about what I can do and what I want to do with my voice. And so I think it did help. I think anytime I do something new, with singing, it helps in some way, with, Between the Bear to me, for sure. We normally start with music. Most of our records, we start with music. But basically, when we start a record, we normally take a lot of time away from each other, and we write a lot individually, and kind of get, a lot of ideas of how we individually are feeling as far as what kind of music we're writing, and then we start getting ideas together and start inspiring each other and building off one another for the music, and and then we just start putting songs together and jamming and recording a lot, and just getting the record exactly how we want. And during all that, I'm always kind of keeping lyrics in mind and, keeping notes. And, with this record, it was a lot of planning, a lot of, I had to do a lot of drafting as far as where I wanted things to happen in the record with certain music. But I did do lyrics. That was the last thing I did with this record, was finalizing the lyrics. So I wanted to make sure all the music was exactly how we wanted first, and then be able to make the story fit really well with all the moods that's happening and with the music, because that was my main goal, was to make sure that everything felt right. Like when you were reading what was happening in a story, it felt like that was actually happening with the music. Like you could visualize the story at that point. Yeah, we've done the EP all the way through before, a few years ago, and I think next year we plan on doing a tour. Definitely in the States. We don't know about over here yet, but we're definitely going to do a tour where we play the whole record from start to finish.